Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Pain in the Grass 2019, biggest ever. Oh, yeah, 3 giant days. Tuesday, July 30th, Friday, August 2nd, Saturday, August 3rd. The lineup is nuts at White River Amphitheater. Just nuts, Steve. It's insane. Slipknot, Disturbed, Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, Volbeat. Tons of bands, lots of bands at Pain in the Grass. You know what we bring. Lots of great local bands. What a lineup.
Plus, one band I really dig is Gojira, and they're going to be playing on Tuesday. And it was funny, I was BSing with Travis from my band, and he was telling me how much he loves that band. I told him, you know, they're at Pain in the Grass, and he was like, what? So that's going to be pretty awesome. That's with Slipknot as well. So that's going to be a very soothing, mellow night.
Of course.
At the White River Amphitheater.
Easy listening.
Yes.
The feel-good music of the summer.
I can't wait.
Tickets are on sale right now for Pain in the Grass. LiveNation.com. That's where you get your tickets. And $2 from each ticket sold, benefiting the Vitology Foundation, and they support a lot of great local charities here. You want more info? Just go to KISW.com.
Let's play Beat Mix.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah.
So everybody scream his name. Beat Mix. Don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Mix. You're a loser.
It is time to beat mix. It's time to turn down for tacos. Oh, yeah. It's Tuesday if you didn't know. Taco time. Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody wanted to hear it a bunch. They texted us.
Oh, okay. I was like, all right, J-Lo going nuts there.
That's right.
See y'all in the morning.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. That's where it's. Yeah. Russell Wilson's going for a different kind of taco right there.
Oh, I think he already accomplished that when he made that video.
Yeah, he did. Oh, if you
Creepy.
go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com and watch the creepy bedside Russell Wilson contract announcement.
I'm gonna see y'all in the morning.
It's creepy, and at the same time, it's pretty awesome.
Hey, Seattle.
Yeah.
Time for y'all to go to bed.
Yeah.
Hugs.
Yeah, that's...
Wow.
Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, that's a press conference we didn't expect.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Let's get to our contestant today. We got Shane in Mount Vernon. Shane, are you there, sir?
Yep. Hey.
Excellent. What's he playing for today?
Tickets to check out Breaking Benjamin with Chevelle and 3 Days Grace. They are at the White River Amphitheater on September 22nd. Go to KISW.com for all the details. If you want tickets, they're available at LiveNation.com.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Shane will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Shane, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
In the movie Silence of the Lambs, Clarice seeks the help of Hannibal in searching for which killer?
Buffalo Bill.
Yes. On Family Guy, what is the first name of Quagmire?
Glenn.
Yes. In 2001's Legally Blonde, what is Elle's signature color?
Pink.
Yes. In what year of the late 90s did South Park debut?
96, 97, 98.
97, yes. What is the capital of Puerto Rico?
Pass.
What animal is Indiana Jones afraid of?
Snakes.
Yes. What religion does Tom Cruise belong to?
Scientology.
Yes. Which eye color is normally dominant in humans?
Brown.
Yes. What is the volcano near Tokyo, Japan called?
Mount Fuji.
Yes. What year of the late 80s did the first episode of Married with Children come out?
87, 88, 89.
87, yes. What is the capital of Puerto Rico?
I don't know. Pass. I'm sorry.
Oh, so close to a perfect 10. 9 correct.
Oh, Shane, if you only played some board games, you might know.
Oh, really?
All right.
Is there a board game named that?
There's a board game named Puerto Rico, and then a card game, I think, called San Juan.
Really?
By the Rio Grande Games. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's the only reason I know.
Wow. Look at that. Board games actually helped you out there.
Yeah. That's
Well-
the only reason it's the only reason I know.
I don't think it'll help Steve, so
Yeah.
we'll have to see how that works out. Steve, are you ready?
Go Hogs.
Oh, geez. In the movie Silence of the Lambs, Clarice seeks the help of Hannibal in searching for which killer?
Oh, Buffalo Bill.
Yes. On Family Guy.
Lotion in the
Oh, dear. On Family Guy, what is the first name of Quagmire?
Russell.
No.
Wilson.
No.
Sierra.
No.
No, Bill.
In 2001's Legally Blonde, what is Elle's signature color?
Pink.
Yes. In what year of the late
Jesus.
90s did South Park debut?
97.
Yes. What is the capital of Puerto Rico?
Puerto Rico City.
No.
San Juan.
Yes.
Wow. That's where my parents met.
Really?
They met
Wow.
in San Juan?
In
What?
Puerto Rico.
What animal is Indiana Jones afraid of?
Snakes.
Yes. What religion does Tom Cruise belong to?
Scientology.
Yes. Which eye color is normally dominant in humans?
Brown.
Yes. What is the volcano near Tokyo, Japan called?
Oh, Mount Fuji.
Wow, yes. What year of the late 80s did the first episode of Married with Children come out?
86.
No.
87.
Yes. And Steve, you get 9 correct.
Yeah, baby.
Which is a tie.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, good job, Shane. Yeah.
Cool.
That's all you got to do. All you got to do is just tie or beat Steve, and you can be cool.
Cool, man.
See you tomorrow, Seattle.
I'm going to see y'all in the morning.
Oh, weird.
See how the morning.
He didn't know San Juan, but he did know the first name of Quagmire, which is Glenn.
Yeah.
Glenn Quagmire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch that show.
Yeah, I noticed. Oh, congratulations.
Giggity.
Ooh, nice. Congratulations, Shane, on tying Steve this morning.
That's all you got to do is tie or beat Steve. That's how you get the prize. So was it? I don't know why I'm fascinated, but it's amazing when people meet like in exotic or really paradise-like locations because Puerto Rico is an awesome place.
Yeah.
And was your father in the military or were they both on vacation?
They were both on vacation, and so my dad grew up in Queens, and my mom grew up in Brooklyn. So they were somehow met up in Puerto Rico, of all places, and hit it off. I don't know what happened to make them hit it off, but they did.
Probably some beverages in the beautiful locale.
Yeah,
that
nice.
helps.
It's a place where probably a little romance action. I don't know, maybe. And then they kept in touch, and then my dad had to try and get my mom to date him, and grandpa or my mom's dad was like kind of really difficult with my dad at first, but yeah, that's kind of how it all started.
So
rest is history.
So that's where Marv Albert and your mom met,
Yes.
was Puerto Rico. So
Yes.
where did your father?
Son of a bitch.
Who the guy that's you live with who's
I get it.
the husband?
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was good. That was a funny one.
We met in Puerto Rico, and she asked if I wanted a drink, and I said yes.
Hi, Stephen. It's Mommy. How you doing there?
I'm not doing well, Mom.
No.
I work with a jerk.
Yeah, he does. Hey, I'm not the one that dated Marv Albert.
One date.
Well, yeah, I think
That was prior to Puerto Rico.
You get it multiplied by 3, I think, a lot of times. And
Maybe you're right.
Yeah,
So
and
maybe
then-
3 dates.
Yeah, and then
Look.
yeah. And you look a lot like Marv Albert. I feel like
yes.
I feel like maybe that you're not being told everything as a child.
So what? My parents had my brother who's older than me.
Yes.
But then she went back to Marv Albert for one last fling, and that's how I happened.
Do you want me to answer that?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, Stephen. It's Mommy. How you doing there?
Actually, worse now.
Yeah, sorry, Mommy. Oh, yeah. Well, got a recent survey I can talk about, Steve. It's all about England. It's in the UK. Hello. What they did is they asked people to name the top rules you're expected to follow at someone else's house. And I love this. I think that people do not know the rules when they're over somebody's house. And I don't understand how that's eroded, but it has.
Number one rule in our house, for the very rare times that we've had visitors, which is really, I think the last time you were at my house was that Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
And the number one rule was shoes off.
Yeah, that's a rule I'm used to. I
even made a fun little sign outside of our that had the Seahawks logo and a shoe, and it was a line through it. Take them shoes off.
And
that's not my rule. It's the wife's rule.
And I have slippers I now keep in the car because there's so many shoes off households.
Yeah. I'd bring those booties.
Oh, the blue booties that the exterminators and all the workers do?
That would be hilarious.
That would be funny.
Like, you got to take your shoes off. No, I won't, but I got booties.
Yeah, I'll put the worker boots on. Yeah, the little things. How about this? This is something that's rude that I don't think a lot of us know is rude, and I'm glad because I feel weird giving this out to people.
Oh.
And
condoms?
No, condoms aren't a problem.
No, you just leave those in the bathroom in a little basket.
Oh, a little bowl.
Yeah.
Over a quarter of people said that it is very impolite to ask for the Wi-Fi password when you're over somebody's house.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I've always thought it was weird because if I use a password that's like my password to a lot of things, it feels very invasive.
Then don't do that.
No, we'd always have like a funny password we'd use, and sometimes we even, like when we'd have parties, we'd put a little piece of paper out with the password on it for anybody at the party to use.
That's a great idea. I never, at the time though, when I started first getting a password for the Wi-Fi, didn't think about it. It's like, oh, password, all right, I'll use the one that I always use.
For everything else, yeah.
And then it was like, oh, damn, somebody wants it. That's why I like that the iPhone now will just beam the password over and you don't even have to enter it in anymore.
That is pretty cool. I like that feature.
Yeah. So that's a nice thing.
See, ours is, anytime we've had anyone like my wife's cousin Kaylee, she stayed at our place, like, what's the password? I have no problem handing it over. It's like, if you're staying at someone's house for an extended period of time, I think you got to let them have it. And then even if it's like a party, I wouldn't have an issue with it if somebody wanted the password. That wouldn't weird me out at all.
Yeah, especially because people like to, you do board gaming parties at your house. Like, people want to post pictures of the games they're playing, sometimes video, so it makes sense.
I've made the adjustment. I don't think it's a problem anymore as long as your password is just something that you don't care that people know or whatever. I think you kind of have to let people use your Wi-Fi.
Well, it was like one time I was crashing at D. Ted Smith's place. For some reason, you know how it is. Some houses, it feels like they just, for some reason, there's no cell phone service. And it's just inside of an apartment in Capitol Hill. Yep. And I could not and I was crashing at his place. I'm like, hey, man, can I just get your Wi-Fi? He's like, sure. And then he realized he didn't remember his own Wi-Fi, and it took us like forever. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to make any phone calls. I don't need to text anybody. Yeah. I'm okay for the night.
Yeah, that's a thing that some people still find rude if you ask for the Wi-Fi password. The shoes off at the door thing, more and more people are asking that. I don't know why that is. I know, I know it's interesting.
I don't want a dirty carpet, man.
Okay, that's why it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously with hardwoods, it's easy enough to get that clean. But if someone's coming in with maybe they walked over the grass and they've got a bunch of Seattle, it's always raining.
Yeah,
and next thing you know, like your carpet is becoming their floor mat.
Yeah, I guess I can understand it now. It's funny. You and I grew up in the Northeast, and we had snow and all that bad weather. And for some reason, I remember people taking their shoes off. I just remember people wiping like a mow and just coming into our house. But maybe because we didn't have carpet we cared about, I don't know. Or maybe we had all hardwood floors. It could very well be that's the reason. How about this one? And I don't know why people do it, and I know you don't like it when people do it, even if it's your hotel room. Shoes on the sofa, the bed, anything.
No, get off.
Stupid feet off of my furniture.
Argument with Sarah, because whenever we go sit on the couch and we do videos or whatever, I take my shoes off and put my feet on the couch when we have to squish in for a video. And she's like, why are you taking your shoes off? It's because you're not supposed to put shoes on any kind of furniture.
It freaks me out when you do it, though, to be honest with you. I don't know why. Stinky feet on
my feet don't stink.
I don't know that.
Don't complain if you don't know.
I'm just saying. I don't like.
What show are you on, Vicky? We complain about things we don't know all the time.
Right?
It is a tough thing about the shoes thing, because if you do have stinky feet, just because it can happen, that's a bummer when you take your shoes off and you go, oh man. Which is why now I get the foot powder and I spray it everywhere, because you never know when someone's going to ask you to take your shoes off. Now there's nothing worse when you just stink out the joint.
I didn't think about this. One person says my babies just started crawling. No more shoes in the house.
Yep.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that. Yes, I didn't care about that with my kids.
Yeah, let them get the germs.
I throw them in the mud. Go crawl in the mud.
They get stronger.
Yeah. Immunity. Using coasters. Yeah, you got to use a coaster.
Yeah, we've got the greatest little coasters. They're of cats, and it's their little cat butts. And so you put your glass on the cat butt.
Yeah, I always just make sure the coasters are out and easily accessible. Yeah. That way, if you just see a bunch of, when we have a party, just put a bunch of coasters on the coffee table, and then people just instinctively know to put their damn drink on the coaster. Not everybody.
I've got some dolt friends that I'll put out trays. We're gaming, and I have a nice gaming tabletop surface, a felt surface that I bought. And there are idiots that still put their drink on the felt surface, and I'm like, dude, not only do I have tables to the side, but there are coasters on the tables to the side. Why would you put it on this nice felt surface, your stupid drink? People just are clueless sometimes. So you got to tell them, even though, Steve, you would think you're right. Anybody knows you just drinks leave a spot. You don't do it. But they do anyway. How about always flushing the toilet? Do people actually not flush toilets in other people's homes? The yellow the yellow mellow thing that people like that I hate?
No, just flush it down. I don't
Just
care.
flush.
I don't even care. Yeah, I don't want to walk into my own home and see your urine.
You do. There's splashback.
That's a life lesson.
I've told everybody this. You have to flush a toilet. I don't care what the water rules are because there's splashback, and I don't want to have splashback of anybody's bodily products.
Right.
So and they always get mad at me, and I go, you want me to show you what splashback's like? Here, stand in the place. We'll have a good time right now.
So he says, what kind of obsessive people make a rule that you got to take shoes off entering a house? Are these the same people who cover their furniture in plastic? How stupid. Live life, for Christ's sakes. Maybe people don't want a messy house.
See, I don't mind
How hard
shoes
is it to
on in my
remove
house.
shoes?
Yeah, and
I don't
I don't
understand
mind.
why it's such a difficult thing.
You would think I'd be the guy that want the shoes off. I don't care.
Well, you like to walk around with your shoes
Plus,
in your house.
you don't have carpet either.
I do.
Downstairs, right?
No, I have carpet in
This is a personal question.
Okay. Sorry,
Wow,
didn't mean to
really,
ask.
Vicky? I'm going to go to HR. My grooming habits are nobody's business.
Doesn't actually.
I actually know my living room does have carpet. Yeah.
But not many people, like when you do like your typical game days, go into the living room.
Oh, yeah,
It's
they
usually-
do.
Really?
Well, because if I have a double gamer.
Well, that's why I say it's not a typical game day. It's not a giant game party.
But I mean, I let them
double
go,
gamer.
but I still let them go in with their shoes. Is what I'm saying. The bottom line is, you can go anywhere in my house with your shoes.
Interesting.
And I've actually had people who don't wipe their feet, and then I see the boots. If you've got work boots, though, Steve, and you got the kind of boots that just with the big traction, which means it'll pick up, you have to also make the adjustment.
The minute I walk into anyone's house, I take my shoes off.
Well, that's nice.
See, that would freak me out. Because,
Why?
I don't know. I don't like feet. That's the thing.
I have
would've-
socks on.
I'd rather you keep your shoes on.
Yeah,
in
I'm
my
with
house.
Danny. It's like
Well, then you tell me, keep your shoes on. I'll put them back on.
people ask. People go, shoes on or off in this house, which I think is nice. I'm happy they're asking. I go, you can keep them on. I feel like I got enough like carpets outside and inside, like to wipe your feet, that you should be okay. Like I have a 2-pronged system. There's there's the welcome mat outside.
I love the passion we have about shoes in the house.
And then you go and inside, I get the nice, and it's a brown one, so anything you put on there. Well, the carpet and the drapes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. How about this? Putting slippers on when you put it when you enter the house. You have to put slippers on, which is kind of like the suit. That's what I do, but I guess that's also what you're supposed to do. They don't want your feet, but they don't want your shoes. So you really do have to bring slippers. That's one of the rules.
Okay,
in a home.
That's just stupid.
I can't believe I'm doing a rule that I didn't even know, and I'm like the man.
Bro, I think you're the weirdest person in the world. If you
It's
show up to
on
my
the
house,
list.
if you show up to my house holding slippers in your hands, I'd be like, what are you doing?
Because you told me to take my shoes off.
So walk around with socks.
And right here on the list, Steve.
It's not like I'm having you walk on a fire pit.
It's on the list, Steve.
All right.
And frankly, I'm going to say
It's on
something
the
right
list.
now. I'm going to tell you why I don't want to walk around your house with my socks on.
Why?
Because you have a dog.
What do you think?
Oh, I know what I think. That dog has gone to the bathroom everywhere in that house at some point.
I mean, you're probably right.
Yeah, I am
As
not.
a puppy, yeah.
And the dog urine, I don't want to be walking on
it's
dog
like
urine.
7-year-old dog urine. You think it's still there?
It stays in the wood. It stays in the carpet. I know from experience.
It's work its way into your socks.
Exactly. That's why I got slippers. I'm going to stay away from that dog urine. That's grosser than anything.
I think if anything, you should be worried because she likes to bite socks.
Yeah. Here's what I want to know.
kinda funny.
You people, by the way, that don't want us to put our shoes on in the house, you will let the dog go outside, go to the bathroom. God knows if she's having a dance party in her fecal fun time, and you let her come right back in the house.
We wipe her feet down.
You actually wipe her feet down? You hold her and wipe her feet down?
Yeah. Obviously, if she's just stepping on the concrete and she poops, I'm not going to have to wipe her feet down because there's nothing that she's standing on. But if she goes and pees on the rocks, or if it's wet out, I pick her up and we put a little towel and we little moist towelette.
You sure you got it all?
Yeah. Talk to her. Ask her.
I don't trust you.
She even uses Purell on her own. It's pretty awesome.
I'm wearing slippers. I don't trust it.
But here's the thing. One of you are invited in our home, and it's not you.
No, he's not looking at you, Vicky. He's talking about the dog.
Vicky's more than welcome to come over.
Yeah.
She takes her shoes off.
Yes.
Yeah, fine. She also goes to the bathroom outside, so I guess you want her over there, too.
And I pick it up after myself.
Yes,
It's fine.
she does. All right. It is time for Listeners on the Loose. You know what? Someone's got to pick a better topic than this.
Yes.
You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. We'll take your calls. We'll take your texts at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 89.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle, is Listeners on the Loose. Brought to you by CHI Franciscan. Listeners on the Loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. It is simple. Instead of Steve telling us what to do, instead of Vicky telling us what to do, you tell us what to do. You're like, here's what I want to talk about. But there is a rule. I mean, Steve does have a rule.
It's a simple rule. BJ has to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, you will be gonged and we'll have to say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Justin in Tacoma, you are on the Rock.
All right, so I heard you guys talking about that Wilson contract yesterday.
Russell Wilson.
How you guys are feeling about all that money that he got. You think he deserves it?
That money.
Yeah. I mean, if you could get that money, I don't get worked up about players and what money they get. It doesn't impact my pocket. So, and it's a business making a crap ton of money. So, yeah, you should get a cut of that.
What was the final total?
157 after all. I mean, with adding on the year that he already still has left on his contract. It's a lot of money, though.
Highest paid. Basically, he's the highest paid player in the NFL until some other quarterback gets the big money.
It's a 4-year, $140 million extension, including over 100 of it being guaranteed.
All right, Justin, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about Russell getting all that dough?
I got to say, I think he absolutely deserves it. I mean, for what he's done to the culture for Seattle, due to the fact, I mean, everybody loved the Seahawks before, but once Wilson came, he absolutely changed the dynamic of that team. I mean, I feel like they invested more in him being a leader among men and him being absolutely just efficient in almost every aspect of being a quarterback in the NFL. So I absolutely think he deserves the money. I mean, he brought Seattle the first championship, so I mean, you can't really compete with that. So give him all the money he wants. That's what I say.
Justin, I couldn't have said it better. You know what? He's all those things you said he's done. And also, he's given us the best press conference that's ever been done in the history of sports.
Hey, Seattle. We got a deal.
Yeah, we do.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks. I'm going to see y'all in the morning.
Good night.
Time for y'all to go to bed.
Finally, we can go to sleep.
See y'all in the morning.
You got to go see the video on the BJ Miggs page of KISW.com with Russell Wilson. He is in bed with Ciara under his arm. It's 12:45 this morning when he sent that out to all of us.
Dude, the more I hear it, the more convinced I am that they totally banged before they made that video.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They had celebratory sex. No other quarterback in the NFL has done this.
No.
This is why Russell Wilson is our quarterback.
Yeah.
And all the cringiness that video has.
Yeah.
BJ, he had sex with Ciara and then announced that he signed a new contract.
I agree with you.
There is nothing more epic than that.
That is, I mean, what? Yeah.
See y'all in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, that is how you do it, okay? That is how you do it. I mean, that's your woman. You just got the news at midnight. You take 45 minutes to celebrate. Then you release the news to the rest of the world.
Time for y'all to go to bed.
Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, if any journalist worth their salt, I mean, if you're worth your salt, you're going to ask Russell that question. Did you get busy between midnight and 12:45?
Oh, he did.
You have to ask that. I'll ask it. I'm not embarrassed to ask it if I get a chance to ask Russell Wilson because I think it's fantastic. That's exactly what I would hope you would do.
I mean, how else do you celebrate the fact that you now know for sure you have $107 million guaranteed in your bank account?
It's 107 million reasons. I mean,
what's the best way to celebrate? Is to have sex with the person you love.
Yeah.
And then put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
That's how I do things.
That's exactly how you do things. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of every time you and your wife post something on Twitter, I know what's happened beforehand.
Time for y'all to go to bed.
That's what I mean.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go Hawks.
Yeah. Okay. Never been done. I mean, Seattle. We know what we are unique. Our athletes are unique. That has never been done.
Don't ever change, Russell. Don't ever change.
Don't ever
make
change.
things weird, and I love that. Yeah. You know that so many people are talking about this. I saw it in the New York Post. It just said Russell Wilson announces his new contract signing in bed.
Yeah,
or something along those lines. That was the headline.
Oh man,
which probably pisses off New Yorkers because there was talks of him possibly going to the Giants.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of people were excited about that.
They thought Jimmy Fallon really convinced him, but no. All Russell did was just use Jimmy Fallon and use the New York as as a possibility to drive up the price.
So he said, BJ, you mentioned that you guys signed a new contract. Can you talk about that?
Yes, we signed a new contract.
And the end. Thank you. We announced it then when we were in bed together.
Yes, we did. Steve and I, 12:45 this morning, we announced that we did. It's funny. We are on the Russell Wilson schedule here because, that's it. Yeah, we did. It was, we signed another, I can say we signed how long, right, Steve?
Yeah, 69 more years.
69 more years we are here.
It's going to be awesome.
Typically, you sign 5-year deals, and if that doesn't happen, you wonder, do both sides not like each other if that happens? Or is the time up? We'll see. Sometimes it's a 3-year deal, but you know what? The company was like, sure, we want 5 more years of misery. BJ, Miggs, sure, come on board.
Yep.
Yeah, and
very exciting.
Unfortunately, Vicky also signed the deal. That was we tried to do something about that. Also, unfortunately, Rev, Danny, and my kids also.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, Steve and I really tried to just, but unfortunately, it's all of us.
It's pretty awesome, dude. And I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's been fantastic. This
I
is
don't
my
have to find a real job for another 5 years. Very exciting.
How cool! And you've got to be cool. What are you getting? Have you gone past your 25th anniversary in Seattle, or is it close?
No, I just hit 20. Well, 22 now, because 97.
Because I know you got here before me, because this is my 20th year here in Seattle.
Yeah, I moved here in 1997, early 97, I think February, if I remember correctly.
How crazy is that?
And then finally got into the world of radio a few months after that, but it was like working at a Spanish station, not speaking Spanish.
Senor Steve.
Yep, Senor Steve on Space SSMA.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
KKMO.
That was perfect.
Wow, you're so fluent, man.
Amazing.
Yeah.
SSMA.
You said something about somebody's
placenta. 1360 AM.
Yeah, somebody's placenta was involved.
Yeah.
All right.
We did it.
See? Yeah, you guys can kiss my
placenta. Yes.
Trasero. Trasero.
Trasero.
Yeah, okay. It's Trasero Tuesday.
And then hired at the end back in December of 97.
How crazy is that? Yeah. Damn. So 22 years for you, 20 years for me. Vicky, has it been 10 years for you? Getting close?
Officially at the station, it'll be 10 years in August.
Damn. And Reva, how close are you to 15? Are you like 12?
13 years.
13 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
Danny's
really
the baby
old.
of the family.
Yep.
3 years in May.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hey.
That's Trace Años.
Thank you.
Oh, hey.
Thank
look
you.
at Just that Fluent. He's fluent.
Good job, Steve.
He's Mr. Worldwide.
Yeah. So,
Gracias.
So how many years in Spanish, Steve? Do you know that? Can you tell us?
For me?
I know.
22.
Oh, well, but I'm in the contract. How long is our contract?
5 años.
Oh, yes. Look at this. Vicky, get off the show. We don't need you anymore. We got a guy who's fluent in Spanish. He's bilingual.
He just has to start selling his panties now.
That's it.
So it says, let's get BJ and Steve to do a press conference in bed.
Please.
Yes.
Please make this happen.
Why don't we have a bed here at the station?
We can do the red couch. It's sexy.
I got to get changed like Russell Wilson, though.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be Ciara.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be Ciara. You know, you're gonna, I mean, you got to get a white nightgown. Is that a sheet or is that that's a sheet?
No, that's a sheet. They're naked, bro. They
so
had
naked.
sex. And then
oh
they
my
announced
God,
that
they're
he's
so
rich.
naked.
Yes.
Yeah, she's hiding under that sheet. She's so... Damn, this guy's got the baller life. That's all I got to say. I'm sorry. You know what?
It gets better the more you watch it. At first, it was really cringy.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, you got to be kidding me. Why are you doing this? But the more I watch it, the more I love it.
Yes.
He's just unapologetic about how...
He's just Russell. He's like, here's what's happening.
Right.
It's fantastic. I mean, it really, really is fantastic.
Yes. He's wearing chains in the video, too. That's awesome.
Russell.
The person says Russell does so much for charity, so much for the community. He's a good guy, and he loves Seattle. And he clearly loves Ciara.
And look, here's the bottom line.
Go Hawks.
Look, I mean, there's only one. I don't know what the hell Tom Brady, the deal he made with the devil, that he continued at 90 years old, he still can go out and do Super Bowls. But quarterbacks usually aren't able to be that great as they get older. But Russell, if anybody can do it, just because of how serious he is, how he conditions himself. I mean, he's insane how he eats. I mean, the guy works hard, and he deserves every penny he gets, whether we get to another Super Bowl or not, because of what he's done for the franchise. And what he's done for the city. And like the caller said, man, he's a great dude and he's a leader. I mean, the guy is, he deserves everything he gets.
He even set a deadline and they listened. Everything.
I know. And he was just, and it was the one thing. Hey, look, I'm not going to talk about it after April 15th. I'm done. When you think about what other players have done, all the holdouts, all the stuff and everything. You know, Russell he handles everything the same way, very professionally, very succinct. I think a lot of people could really take a cue to see how Russell handles his business.
I loved reading.
See y'all in the morning.
Yeah,
I loved reading all the articles yesterday. It's like Russell doesn't want an extension contract, blah blah blah, and he's not getting it. And then this morning, waking up to that, I was like,
I know. You know, I hate. I really hate the sports media. They are.
It's also the fans. People speculate so much.
Well, and that's who the sports media feed to. It's really the most miserable people on the planet are the real hardcore geeky sports fans, and then the sports media that plays to them. Miserable, anger, yelling, screaming. There's more drama than any soap opera you could ever want, and half the crap are lies. You know, the average sports fan wants to have a good time, but those sportsy, geeky people, God, they live in misery. It's really like, Danny, so you read those articles, you go, really?
Oh yeah, because they had to fill up their space on their websites or on their broadcasts or whatever it may be, and sometimes there's just no news, so they kind of create their own news.
Oh, I just can't take it. It's just like I can't listen to it. I can't read it. It's just, you know, I mean,
the minute people start arguing about sports, I just tune out.
Yeah,
it's as much of a tune out for me as politics. But I know some people get passionate about it. But whenever I hear two people arguing about their favorite team, like a Cardinals fan and a Seahawks fan yelling back and forth, it's just like, what do you? Yeah. You realize that the player that you're cheering on, there's a very good chance that next season he'll be playing on that team that you're insulting.
Exactly.
Like, it's just, it doesn't make any sense to me to get that worked up about sports.
Yeah.
I love it. I love watching it. It brings me great joy. It's a great stress reliever. It's a great way to escape from reality. But I'm never going to get pissed off because a team spent X amount of dollars on a player or didn't pay enough to this player or traded that player. It's just not worth the headache, man.
And nobody ever gets mad at the NFL. It's like, if they pay him that kind of money, do you know how much money they're making?
I know. It's always, the anger's always towards the player.
Yeah.
But never towards the team.
Yeah, because nobody overpays anybody. It very rarely happens. You know, they really, really don't. I mean, that means they're making bank. They know they're going to make bank off of what Russell brings to the table. And so, come on. So, listeners on the loose, you pick the topic, you guide the show, 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. What do you want to talk about? Hey, it's your call. You pick the topic, you guide the show. More of your calls and texts at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Got a text about earlier we were talking about stupid things that parents do around their kids because that guy shot a confetti cannon into his own boys.
Oh, yeah, that was painful.
Someone said, my dad had a Tom Selleck mustache and a habit of putting it in his mouth with his lower lip. So he was super gluing something and he must have put the cap in his mouth. So yes, he super glued his mouth shut.
Oh, crap.
Wow.
Oh,
that's odd.
That's
but
tough.
respect for the Tom Selleck mustache.
Yeah.
That had to hurt to remove.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I know there's like something you're supposed to be able to do, like you can pour on it that removes that stuff.
Yeah, like nail polish remover. You're going to put that on your mouth?
You're going to have to. What else are you going to do? I know, it's I mean, and then what do you do to get rid of the nail polish remover? You just got to keep throwing stuff in your mouth until you really defeat everything.
Just eventually your lips will peel and just open up your mouth then.
That's great. Oh, yeah.
Breathe through the nose. Hope you don't get a cold. Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, that's a beating.
That's pretty embarrassing, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another person says, my father once decided that he wanted to barbecue a steak, but it was raining. So his solution to the problem, he brought the barbecue inside and opened the windows to let the smoke out. Not one of his finer moments. No. Common sense was not his strong suit.
Well, at least he opened up the windows for ventilation.
Right?
Yeah, you just need a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah.
You do.
It's still a terrible idea, but at least it didn't kill everybody.
Barbecuing is an outside sport.
Mm-hmm. We're getting a lot of people texting about places to get Eggs Benedict because today is National Eggs Benedict Day, and Rev and I are not Eggs Benedict fans.
Yeah, you can get it right in the trash.
And Vicky and I contend that you guys just really didn't have a great sauce, because if you don't get a great Eggs Benedict sauce, and if they don't poach the eggs the right way, you really can have it. It can be a mess. It cannot be good.
I think it's the sauce, man. The hollandaise, because isn't that what they use also on like you get that crab Louis?
Yep.
Isn't that what it's called when they put the crab on top of the steak and then the hollandaise?
Oh, okay.
I don't like hollandaise.
You don't like hollandaise sauce? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't like that, you're done, because that is what the Eggs Benedict. It's the main part of it.
So
really.
it says the Eggs Benedict have 13 coins is awesome. We're getting a lot from Luna Cafe. Has come up a few times. Also, Easy Street Records. They have great Eggs Benedict. I always forget about
I
Easy
didn't know
Street.
that they serve food there.
Easy Street's got an awesome little spot right next to it that's inside Easy Street, but they have a different name to it, I think, inside of there. But whatever. Easy Street Records has a great spot to eat food. I just never had Eggs Benedict.
Yeah. I haven't been
Alki Cafe, also someone said. Salmon Eggs Benedict.
Who's this again?
Alki Cafe.
Oh, yeah. The Alki Cafe is good. Yeah. That's
both paired with tall mimosa, of course.
Oh, yeah. And how about Salty's is coming to the airport?
Yeah.
How about them? They're going to have a video wall that will show you the exact view of where the real Salty's is. So when you look at the wall, you feel like you're at Salty's in West Seattle looking out at the water. I can't wait to check that out. That's going to, I mean, just because I love technology. It's like right out of, Total Recall with Arnold, where you had the whole wall that looked like the water.
Hopefully SeaTac doesn't change it again, because they were supposed to put Papa Woody's in, and now it's going to be a Subway.
I wish somebody would tell me what happened with Sub Pop Records and Little Woody's and why
you
that
think
didn't
somebody
work
complained?
Out.
I doubt that had to be the reason.
I don't know if I want to come to an airport that promotes Poppy Woody's.
You know something? You may be right, Steve. I don't know why that fell apart. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on at SeaTac Airport because I travel a lot. I mean, I used to have a great place called the Massage Bar, which I love. Those guys were awesome if you needed to get a massage before you after flying a lot, because those airport seats are horrible. Mm-hmm. Yeah, plane seats suck. And
you always get the rub down whenever we go to one of our radio conventions or anywhere where we're traveling together. If you can't find BJ, you got to find a man just working his hands into his back.
Oh, gotta love it. Yeah. And the Massage Bar was a local company. And then they went and basically they're all gone, and they got this new company in there, and they're a chain. They're all over the airports, but Massage Bar was a Seattle joint. So I was really bummed out because they were good people. It was a local company. I'm like, okay, SeaTac. And then I don't know what's going on at the airport, but I don't know if I'm liking it too much. Some of the things they're doing.
Somebody wants to know, hey, what's up with the humble bragging stuff? How the F is someone supposed to talk about themselves and what they're good at or what they've accomplished without being automatically deemed a humble bragger? What the F is this S? Somebody spell it out. I'm with you, man.
Yeah, you think you should be able to talk about yourself?
I think everyone should be proud of whatever accomplishments they have. I mean, it's fun to goof every once in a while, but it's no different. Like, whenever you say something that's pretty awesome that has happened in your life, people are like, oh, way to brag. I'm sorry. Do we have to be miserable all the time? Is that the only way we can communicate as humans? I'm always happy to hear if you did something cool. I'm pretty pumped. I might goof on you in a fun-loving way, but I'm legitimately happy whenever my friends have cool stuff happening.
Yeah, like when something awesome happens, or even if it's not necessarily my jam, it's pretty awesome to see how happy someone else is over something that they're doing.
But there's a difference between bragging and humble bragging, where you're trying to be like, oh, no big deal, but I totally hung out with so-and-so. It's like one of those things where you're trying to play it off by being too cool for the room sort of thing.
I like what Rev is saying.
I get that.
Where you're making it look like that you're really an amazing person, and you're doing
this happens just all the time.
You're just dropping a name I went and I worked for Habitat Humanity. Me and John Cena. I know you couldn't see us. I mean, it's like, okay, wait a minute, really? So really, you didn't do any charity work you want me to know about? You want me to know that you were hanging out with John Cena?
But I mean, that's cool. Good for you. You got to hang out with John Cena.
But I'd rather have him go, dude. Guess what happened to me this weekend? I got to go hang out with John Cena. I'd rather hear it that way. But they try to make it sound like they're really cool people, like Rev said. That's what a humble brag is to me.
I understand, but like The Rock gets beat up for being a quote-unquote humble bragger, and I think he's just sharing cool stuff that goes on in his world. Like, he just helped out somebody that was hard on their luck, and it was an awesome thing that he did. Sure, he could have kept it to himself, but that's the fun thing about hearing about what some people do, man. Like, I don't understand it.
And I feel
like
this in The Rock's situation, it's like I feel like he has the power to kind of share that and to get people to make it contagious, to have other people do good things for everyone else.
Plus, he's a public figure, and he has to always brand himself, and he needs to put material out there all the time. I never understand why anybody would give The Rock a hard time. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's promoting himself, which is what he's supposed to do as a businessman who's in the business he's in.
It makes me feel good. It's very wholesome.
Yeah, I don't got a problem with The Rock.
Some people hate it, though. Yeah. Some people complain about that.
And I don't get that. That's his job. His job is to post content, and he's posting content of him doing good stuff for people, which is, whatever. You call it a humble brag, but the guy's actually saying, look, I did a nice thing for somebody. And like Vicky says, that just gives you good vibes. Mm-hmm. As opposed to the people that make it look like they're amazing, and they're just like, I feel like if there's people that just want attention, like regular people, you go, are you not getting enough? Do you not have a high enough self-esteem? You got to tell me how great your life is all the time?
Yeah, I get it. There's a certain line where it becomes somebody that's just excited to then another person that's just being a douche.
I used to be that guy, and luckily I had friends.
Used to?
I don't think I say a whole lot anymore, do I? I mean, I really worked on it because I used to show like all the pictures of the celebrities I would take, like I get to be with on the show.
But if you're excited to share that stuff, I don't understand why that's a big deal.
Oh, my friends would just go, "Hey, really, Mr. Fancy Guy?"
And you said there's a line though, but what is that line? That's my question always.
I think if you come off being snobby about it, that's when it gets annoying. But
better than someone else.
But if you're genuinely excited that you met, Jon Snow, then show me the picture.
I was excited. Like I will tell you, I'm glad you said that, Steve, because I went back to visit my friends in Massachusetts, and they started talking about Star Trek, and we had just interviewed Simon Pegg and John Cho. It was like that week. It was that Wednesday or whatever they were in studio. I fly out to Boston on a Friday, so I've got the pictures on my phone of me, taking pictures with those guys. So I'm like, all right, they're talking Star Trek. They're gonna love this. And I show them the picture of Simon Pegg and me, and Simon, has become a friend of the show. And they're like, I don't even know who that guy is. Who's that guy? What's that picture? What do you think you're? What, is he a famous guy? What do you think you're famous? I mean, it would just give me such grief. I'm like, we were just talking about Star Trek, and the guy plays Scotty. I feel like I could show that picture. He was just on the show.
They just sound like miserable people.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they are. That's why, you know what? That's why they're my friends. Because let's be honest, misery loves company. So,
do you have anything that is your ultimate humble brag? Not humble brag, but you know what I mean? Like something that you do wish that people would just be cool with you bragging about because you're excited about it?
It would be whenever I've gotten to do stuff with like the Star Trek guys. Like people, I said to them, do you know I got to host a panel at Comic-Con? I was on a panel with the dudes from Star Trek, and I was like with them as an equal. Even the one dude and I were doing like improv entertainment together, and he was really complimentary. I was excited about that because I looked up to these guys. These were my boys. I mean, I loved their show they were on. I thought they're great actors, and here I am on the same stage with them. And people were just like, "Oh yeah, you're Mr. Fancy, big deal." Like I was like, "This is exciting for me. I can't believe you're not happy that I got to have this happen in my life." Like you said, Steve, like why wouldn't you be happy for somebody?
Yeah, that's sometimes I have to catch myself. I mean, I think the Stone Temple Pilots experience is probably at the top of my list. But there are times where I'll share it with my musician buddies. It would be talking about Stone Temple Pilots, and more often than not, though, someone else will bring it up, and then it's just like I could see the look in that some musicians are just bitter a-holes. Yeah. And there's that look in their face like, how you only got that opportunity because of what you do. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly the reason why I got that opportunity, but I'm not going to pass it up.
God, why would they say that? Why wouldn't they be happy for you?
Because people are miserable.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Because it's not them being able to do it.
It's that, I'll tell you, man, I get it. I get what envy is like. But ever since I have learned to stop being an envious a-hole and really celebrate other people's wins, the thing that I've also learned how to do, look, Steve, like I don't know if you do this, but we have jobs where we get to do a lot of cool things where people don't. So when somebody starts talking about what they do that's cool, they might, like I've been in conversations where people will mention they got to take a picture with a celebrity who I actually had conversations with, but
they were, you can't follow.
But so
then you're just peeing on their parade.
But I don't. They don't know that I've done that either. But I used to, and I realized what a douche move that was. Instead, I just go, dude, that was cool. How was he? I play like I don't, because it's about them anyway. It's not about me. It's about them having a great experience with somebody. I think we could learn to do that more with people. Let people celebrate their stuff. Instead, we get mad at them and envious.
I'm curious what Vicky's thing is that she likes to share.
Like if I'm like humble, bragging it up. It was very flattering to me, but there was one pain in the grass where there was this band, like we were like giving each other sass. I didn't really even know their music or anything. We were just sassing each other. And then their manager picks me up at a piggyback ride. They're like, on to the tour bus. And we were going to go party it up. And then I realized I probably shouldn't do this.
So your humble brag is the time that you were a groupie for a band at Pain in the Grass?
Yeah, that I didn't even really know the band. Like I did listen to their stuff, but it's like I almost got
Who was it?
Do you want me to actually say it or write it down?
Did you have sex with them?
No, because I had to go, ride with BJ back to the hotel. I didn't stay there.
BJ, you blocked her?
I had no idea I was blocking her. I didn't know that.
Because he was walking and I'm getting a piggyback ride next to BJ, basically.
So do you think that you were going to head back onto the bus and get some action?
Probably.
Well, I think.
And you were cool with that?
I didn't really know them, and then I felt bad. I'm like, I probably should see BJ back to the hotel.
Well, you don't have to say which band member, but I'm curious.
I don't remember what band member, because I was getting hit on by the manager, and we were all together. So it really would have just probably been a free-for-all.
I wish you'd have said something. I could have found my way back to the hotel. That's a golden opportunity.
I was still pretty green, so I felt kind of awkward.
Write it down.
I appreciate your professionalism, but that's a golden opportunity.
Yeah.
I didn't look it up to remind myself of the band.
You don't even remember the name of the band?
No, I know what their picture was on their album.
Okay.
But I looked it up.
Okay. See, all right, hold on. So you got it. Who is it?
Oh, God. Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Okay. Yeah. All right.
They look like.
Yeah.
They're from another country.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would have been. Damn it! Now I wish I would have done
You could have
it.
went down under on those guys.
Oh,
Nice, Steve.
maybe that's why I was digging on them. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
How wasted were you? They didn't realize they have accents.
I don't remember that they had accent. I'm sure they had them. That's probably why I was
I
digging
think I
on
would
them.
remember that. That'd be the first thing I'd remember. I mean, that's like they sound different.
This is like a good
All right.
7-8 years ago.
It's all those drugs, Ricky. You got to stop
Yeah.
doing all those drugs. Yeah. All right, there's a question that needs to be answered, okay? This question needs to be answered now. What do Ryan Castle and tennis have in common? You're going to find out at 9:49 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. He's the drunk in charge. Now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and tennis have in common?
It's a racket. You're going to end up in court.
Hey.
Fuzzy balls.
So it says both have yellow fuzzy balls.
Yellow fuzzy balls.
Miggs grunts every time he takes a swing with his racket playing both.
He's more of a... No, never mind.
Let's get that good Serena grunt going.
Miggs is the ball boy for each.
Ball boy.
I couldn't be a ball boy for tennis. That seems way too stressful.
Oh, because you think you get hit in the head?
Yeah. And then you got to get that ball quick and get out of the way again.
Yeah. You're an excellent ball handler, though. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
Well, let's talk about this 40-year-old guy in southern Japan. He recently got arrested for stealing 3 tennis rackets from a high school locker room. He says, though, he wasn't planning to sell them. As he was in custody, he told the cops he just really likes, quote, the smell of sweat that seeps into the racket handles. You know,
All right.
The things you could like in life, and then that's the set of DNA that you get, the racket handle sweat guy.
The guy that licks the door bell.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a couple guys that are in the news for that, too.
You're into weird stuff, man.
Yeah.
People listen to your show. I mean...
Oh, yeah, you got a good point. Yeah, that's really a fetish right there. Here's another fetish. He's got a 12-pack, Ryan Castle. Oh, yeah, that's up next.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
We'd come up to each other. It's like, dude, I need you to be a girl for me right now. I'm just going to bitch, and you just need to agree everything with what I'm saying. Like, oh, yeah, she is a bitch. Oh, yeah, that's effed up.
You know, I try to do that for Steve.
You stress me out more because, like, you get super angry, then you're angrier than me about it, and then it's like, now I'm even more pissed. Like, yeah, let's kill some people, BJ.
Yeah, see, that's why I thought that would be helpful. So I got to dial it back.
Just a tad.
Just agree and go, wow, sorry to hear that.
Pull it back from 1,000 to maybe 60%.
Oh, okay.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I file for bankruptcy, do I have to appear in court? That makes me nervous.
Going to court is never something that's easy to do. However, when you file bankruptcy, you usually only have to attend one hearing at the courthouse. Of course, I'll be there with you. And when you go to court, it's not before the judge. It's actually with the trustee or the trustee's attorney. One of the things that's critical in a bankruptcy is that you give your attorney and the court all of your information. You list all of your assets and all of your creditors. That's what we're trading for your discharge, is your true and honest disclosure of your assets and liabilities. And so the court hearing is just usually about a 5-minute deal where you show up and reaffirm and swear that all the information you've given the court and your attorney is correct.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Keeping up with the flood of news every single day can be quite stressful. There is climate change happening. There's the pandemic, labor movements, Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend. Hi, I am Gideon Resnick, host of Crooked Media's What a Day. Each week, Travelle Anderson, Priyanka Arabindi, Josie Duffy Rice, and I are going to break down the biggest news stories of the day in a way that hopefully doesn't always make you want to cry. New episodes of What a Day drop every weekday at 5 a.m. Eastern. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.